Make sure that the sound is on. Testing, testing, testing. Okay, cool. All right, because I have gone through all videos and there was no sound. That's happened before. Surprise, surprise, right? All right, well, welcome, guys. I'm super excited to be here today. We've got a 35, 25-minute class. We're going to start off doing more of a type of circuit resistant training, and then we're going to move into some nice long stretches for the second half of our class today. You are going to need a variety of different weights. We are going to move fairly quickly from one to the other, so be prepared. There's not a lot of recovery time today. We are going to keep a time of around 45 seconds per effort. We might repeat them. We might just move through. I've got a whole series of exercises I want to get through today, so we might not repeat the whole circuit over. We'll likely just move from one to another. If you are looking for more intensity, please feel free to make sure you have added resistance. Please feel free to make sure you pick up your pace. If you need to taper it down a little bit, I really want you to honor that as well. So make sure you feel comfortable to slow your pace down, really based on how you feel today. As with any time you join me, I want to make sure that you're safe. So if you have to slow down or stop, please feel free to do so. Listen to your body, be your own teacher, and modify if you need to at any point during our class today. We are going to start off with our feet hip distance apart. We're going to begin to go into some squats just to warm up our legs. Bring your hands to the side. Bring your feet about hip distance apart. Shift your weight into your heels, and we're going to come down, press down, and then press up. As you come down, I want you to lift the toes, press into your heels, bring the quadriceps up, pull the knees up, and reach with your arms. Shifting down and pressing up. Keep going. I have this song on a loop, so you're going to hear it probably one last time. And down. Good. And I want you to think about, how does it feel to reach the arms? Can you energetically reach the arms out while kind of imagining that you're holding on to a ball here? As you're coming up, can you draw the quadriceps up? Press in through the heels. Good. Really trying to be mindful with our movement. Good. Keep going. Nice job. Good. We've got two more. Good. And last one. Beautiful. Now we're going to come right up to standing. Keep your arms resting at your side. And we're going to roll the shoulder blades back. Back and down. And it's loosening up through the upper body. Nice job. And then reverse the circle, opposite direction. Nice job. And then come back through center. Beautiful. Bring the arms up to about shoulder height. We're going to reach the hands away, separate the shoulder blades, little bend of the knee, glide the shoulder blades together. So a little retraction and protraction. Inhale, guide them forward. Exhale, slide them together. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. We got two more. Reach. And back, and reach, and back. Beautiful. Release the hands back to the side. Inhale to bring them up. Palms are facing down. We're going to open up with our circle forward and then reach it back. Keep your torso nice and stable. Inhale forward, exhale back and lift. And forward and lift. Nice big circles. Working through the shoulder joint. Try to loosen up through the neck. Just find this really nice circular motion. Beautiful. I've got a nice little bend in my knee. My pelvis is neutral. My tail feathers are not sticking out, but they're slightly tucked in. And I've got a really slow pace here. I'm feeling all the muscles working in my arms. Still probably working a little bit off of Monday's workout. Beautiful. Got two more here, and then we're going to reverse our circle, opposite direction. and reverse it back other way. I want you to reach back, circle it forward, reach back, circle it forward. Now I want you to reach back without feeling like you're squeezing in towards your ears with your shoulders. Bring the shoulder blades together. Nice job. Good. We've got about 5 more. Big circles, slow and steady, reaching through the hands. And last 2, feeling those shoulders. And last one. And bring the hands to the side. Shake it off. Good. Now we're going to go into some side steps with a little bit of balance. So bringing and leading with our right foot, we're going to anchor in through the left leg. Now when we're anchoring, I want you to feel like you're supported through the hip joint. You're not kicking out. You're nice and long. You're nice and supported through the belly. We're going to take a step to the side. Bend, press up, come into your balance. Down, bend, press to balance. Take your time. We're challenging our balance here. And with that said, I don't want you to rush. So we want to kind of come back. That left foot might teeter-tot a little bit until you find that balance through center. Working the glutes, working the quads here. Nice job. And I've got a pretty fairly long step to the right. But if that's not working for you, take a shorter one. I said earlier, we want to find and almost be our own instructor here, seeing as we're home on our own. We can see our body, we feel what's going on. Beautiful. Good, we got about 10 more seconds left. What's really nice about this, really challenging our balance. Good. Last one. And rest the leg. Finish up wherever you're at. Nice job. Coming back into squats. Feet are hip distance apart. I want you to lift the toes. Shift the weight into the heels. Knees are going to track with the big toe and second to big toe. Here we go. 45 seconds down. No weights on this. And lift. Nice. I want you to draw your quadriceps up by using those knees to lift them up. Nice and strong. Press your weight into your heels. Engage the glutes and the hamstrings. Nice and strong as you lengthen your body. Nice job. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel warm here. Nice job. Keep going. You've got it. We got a series of squats today. Gonna really work those quadriceps today. Give our upper body, we're gonna do some upper body work as well, as always. But we are gonna definitely be doing some leg work today. Good, we got about 10 seconds left. Keep going. We're gonna really challenge different planes of motion today. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen out. Take a breath, grab some water, whatever you need. Nice job. So, coming back towards the left side of the mat, going to start off over on the right side of the mat. Plant that right foot. If you did the other way, doesn't matter. Just make sure you're doing the other leg this time. Make sure you're planting that leg down into the floor. Going to take a step forward. Toes are facing and are parallel. Knee bends. Come back up to balance. Bends and balance. Keep your pelvis stable. Keep your upper body long. I want you nice and engaged through this movement. Feet land. Almost give yourself an inner thigh stretch here. And you don't have to go too far out. So remember, we don't want to put our pelvis out of alignment here. So we're not kind of shifting too far over to the left. Everything's nicely aligned here. Using that leading foot to kind of propel us up. Really working through that quad. Try to see where your foot's landing. If you're landing through the toes, Try to land a little bit more even through the foot. Nice job. We're almost there. We got about 10 seconds left. Nice job, almost. Last 5. Stay with me, guys. 4, 3, 2, you got it. And 1, let's do 1 for good measure. And back. Nice job. Shake that off. Woo, well done. Work the inner thighs, work the quads, work the glutes, work the lower body. All right, open up wide. We're going to go to some sumo squats. Now here you can grab some weights. Just as an isometric hold. I love to hold my weights like a goblet. I feel more comfortable with that. I also feel supported through my wrists. If this feels better, go ahead and do that. All right, knees are going to bend, and we're going to come down. We're going to pulse, pulse, lift. Pulse, pulse, lift. Here we go. Lift. Now, think about pressing into the heels. Draw the knee up. Quadriceps are guiding up towards the pelvis. Little pulse. Down, down, lift. Down, down, lift. Nice and strong through the legs. Upper body, just adding that added little challenge of extra weight. Now you could go a little heavier on this one if you want. Again, you're not doing anything with this. We are just holding on to it. Beautiful. Down, down, lift. Last 5. Great job. Nice and wide through the inner thighs here. Last 1. Good. And lengthen. Now, hold your weights. Peel your heels up. Bend down. Press your heels. Lengthen the legs. Down and lift. Press and lengthen. Down and lift. Press and lengthen. Challenging our balance here. Woo! And lift. Now, if this is not working, do one leg at a time. Bend through center. Bend through center. Lift, press and lengthen. Lift, press and lengthen. Working those quads, working the calf muscles. Good. You've got 15 seconds left. Bend and lift, press and lengthen. Keep going. Woo! Nice job. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Toe heel your feet back through center. Grab your weight. We're going to go into a high lunge with some bicep curls. So starting at the top of your base of your mat, feet are going to be parallel. You don't want to externally rotate or internally rotate your back leg too much. It's going to put your pelvis out of alignment. Want to weight into the left foot as you take your right foot back. Now I am bringing my back foot so that it's flat down on the floor. If the heel is turning inward, try to bring it a little bit straighter. My front knee is bent. We are just going to hold this as an isometric hold. We're going to go into some bicep curls. Hold here and just go into those curls. Keep your tailbone slightly tucked under. Keep your belly pulled in. And lift and lower. Nice job. So you can go a little heavier on the weights if you've got room for that. And I'm sitting really tall here through my upper body. My tailbone slightly tucked under, belly drawn in. We got 30 seconds to go. Nice job, guys. Woo! Beautiful. Last 18 or so. Notice if you're pushing right into the tips of your feet here. I want you to keep that foot nice and flat, especially on that front foot. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen the leg. Bring your back foot forward. We're going to go into some tricep extensions, bringing the left foot back. Front knee stacked on top of the ankle. Nice and long here. Again, challenging a little balance. You can see me wibbling, wobbling here. All right. Now, this time we're going to lean slightly forward. I want you to find a long line from heel to crown. Elbows are going to tuck in at the side. We're going to kick it back for our tricep extension. And I want you to be long like an airplane. Elbows kick back, or elbows are hinging. Forearm kicking back. You're squeezing the triceps on the kickback. Crown of the head reaching forward, chin to chest. There's an L shape there. Good job. So again, try to even out that weight distribution in the legs. It's easy to start pushing through the toes here. Try to bring that weight, center of gravity, kind of in the center, so your weight is not all through that front foot. Last 10, keep going. You got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Come back through center. Nice job. All right, let's take those weights, set them to the side, grab some water. We're going to repeat that sequence one more time. So grab some weights, grab some water. Now, if you want to go in a little heavier on the bicep curl or tricep curl, make sure you've got something you can quickly grab. If you need to go get it, go ahead and grab it. All right, nice job, everyone. We're going to come back to our sumo squats with our isometric hold. So grab your weight. If for whatever reason you do not have a heavier weight, but you want to go up on resistance, then hold 2 weights in your hands. That's another option. So starting with a nice wide stance, toes are out, heels are in. Now what's really important, and I don't know if you can see this in the mirror or in the camera, but what I don't want is your knees caving in. When you're coming down, your knees are wide. They're aligning. Your tailbone is not sticking out. Your tailbone is in, and you're reaching down. Your knees and your ankles, your knees and your toes are aligned. You're going to feel that right through the inner thigh as well as through the quads. All right, here we go. Hold on to your weight. 3, 2, 1. We come down, pulse, pulse, lift and extend the body. Bam, bam, and lift. Nice job, nice and strong. Now, there's some tendency, we all have one, we all have a stronger side. So you want to try to even out that effort through both of the legs. I'll tell you right now, my right leg wants to take over. I can feel it wanting to do more work. I got to consciously make sure my left leg is also equally helping out. Keeping my center of gravity right in the center, pressing through both feet equally as best as I can. Good job. Beautiful. We got 10 seconds left. Down, down, up. Nice, guys. You look so good right now. Keep going. Keep that alignment. Last 3, 2, and 1. Now, you're going to come down, lift, lengthen, down, down, lift, lengthen, down. Remember, feel free to do 1 foot at a time. Challenging balance. Lift. Work in those calf muscles. Lift and lower. Feel strong through the feet. If you've got weaker feet, weaker ankles, definitely only do 1 leg at a time. You don't want to be rolling your ankle here. Lift, back down. Nice job, 15 seconds. Beautiful. And if it's not working to lift the ankles, just come down to your sumo squats. Good. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Fantastic. Going into our high lunge with our bicep curls. So we're going to start back at the top of our mat, beginning this time with our left foot back. So we're going to change it up a little bit. We started with our right last time. We're going to start with our left. Right foot's going to anchor down in. We're going to take a little step back. Now, oftentimes I go into low lunges. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to keep my hips really square. Front knee bends right over the ankle. Palms are open. Tailbone tucked in. Here we go. Open and close. Nice job. Nice. Beautiful. Now what I want you to just notice the resistance coming up. Notice the resistance coming down. For those who were in Monday's class where we were using the elastic band, that's a really nice way to feel that oppositional sensation. We're not smacking our arms down, just kind of letting them bounce down with gravity. Really trying to control the lift and the lower. Good. Last 5 seconds. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Shift your weight forward. Bring your back foot forward. Then take your right foot and bring it back. First, make sure that your toes are aligned. Your feet are parallel. You're in a high lunge here. Pressing down through the heels. You can lift up through the heel if that feels a bit more comfortable. Then I want you to lean back with a long back. Elbows tucked in and kick it back. Tricep extension. Beautiful. Belly is pulled in. You're leading with your heart here. Front knee, try to keep the weight through the whole foot. Maybe even focusing a little bit more on the heel here. We all done it. We've all been there where we're in a lunge. You feel the pressure right through the front of your toes, in your shoe. Nice job. We got 20 seconds left, almost there. You've got it. Last 12. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo! Nice job. Beautiful. Beautiful. Excellent. Alrighty. Nice. All right, we are going to go into a bent over row, but we're going to do that in kneeling position. So there's going to be 2 exercises here. We're going to go into a row on our knees, and then we're going to go into a fly. 2 back-to-back exercises, then we're going to do some glute work. So if you have sensitive knees, roll your mat over or take a blanket and place it underneath your knees. So down on the floor, for some, sitting back on your heels might not be available, and that's really fine. And we're not going to stay here, actually. So all I want us to do is from our kneeling position, I've got my feet curled under just to give the soles of my feet a nice little stretch, and it just feels organic to sit like this. But I want us to engage the glutes here. So when you're here, sitting down on your heels, I want you to squeeze your glutes, press yourself up to a kneeling position. Feet are about hip distance apart, hips and knees are aligned. Now, from here, I want you to hinge from your hips, and I want you to shift back, but you're not coming down onto your heels. There's a little bit of space here. Your back is long, you're leaning forward. Your weights are going to be in your hands, and you're going to work against that resistance as we go into our rows. So here we go. Hold your belly in, tuck your tail, and we're on. Opening up, and you're focusing here on the traps. You've got some isometric work. We're working the glutes. It's quite a little bit of going on here. Your abs are stabilizing. Shoulders are working, sorry. Good. And exhale, find your rhythm in your breathing here. Nice job. We've got about 10 seconds left. Almost there. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Rest your weights down, lengthen your body, give your glutes a little rest. Now we're going to go into a bent over fly. So you might want to adjust your resistance. If this does not work with resistance, do it without. I just want you to open up through the chest, okay? So I'm going to go down a little bit on this. Now I want you to kind of come down into a bit of an upside down V. We're going to try to really target the low trap, so the bottom or the middle part to the lower part of your shoulder blades and down. So coming back into that kneeling bent over position, back remains long, belly pulls in, glutes are turned on. Now here we go. We're going to open up and then back down. And I want you to focus on the muscles between the shoulders, opening and closing. Now I usually try to cue you with your exhale to lift. Just breathe. Make sure you're staying with your breath. You're not holding anything in. Keep going. Beautiful. Nice. Working those traps. We got about 12 seconds left. I don't want you muscling through this. Don't want to shift anything in your upper body. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Nice job. All right, let's come onto our sits bones. Lie down with our knees bent. We're going to move into some bridges. Feet are going to be... Take a weight if it feels appropriate, okay? So if you feel like you've got that pelvic stability to be able to place a little bit of weight on your pelvic area, obviously holding it, don't let it go, it'll smack into your face, but that you've got something held here to add a little weight there. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, don't. This is enough work without the weight. So lying down on your back, I'm going to do round 1 without weight, and I'm going to do round 2 with weight. And I want you to choose what works best for you. So starting, in my case, I'm not doing any weight. My feet are hip distance apart. Your pelvic area, your abs are in a neutral place. I want you to pull your belly button in, flatten your low back, start to engage through your glutes, start to press through your heels. Now you're going to come up all the way into your bridge, and I want you to find a nice long line from shoulder to knee. You're going to roll halfway down and then roll all the way up. And we're not going too far up. You're going to feel it if you come up too high. It's like it doesn't feel like you're in one long line, and you're feeling like you're going into too much extension there. So I want you just to find that beautiful space here. Keep your knees tracking with your hips. That's also key. If you notice when you're lifting, your knees want to separate. I want you to keep the alignment. Make sure your kinetic chain from head to toe is all aligned. Keep going. Now squeeze through the glutes. Don't let your hip flexors do all the work here. Let those glutes open and close. Good. That wasn't right to say. They don't open and close. Just let them engage. Good. You're coming halfway down. Articulate through that spine. Press up. Good job. We got about 12 seconds left. So you're not coming all the way down. You're coming halfway, and then you're pressing all the way up. Really using those hamstrings and glutes. Good. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, come all the way down. Beautiful. Whew. All right, take your weight, set it off to the side. Bring your knees into your chest. Give your glutes and your hamstrings, your glutes and your low back a little stretch here. Great job. Now we're going to come right back to our kneeling position. Take your time. Don't come up too quickly. We're going to come into our rows. Then we're going to do our reverse flies. We're going to finish off with one more round of our glutes. Then we're going to finish off with our abs. So we got our ab glutes nice and warmed up by doing this bent over kneeling position to get it ready for our bridges. So taking your weights, sitting back on your heels. This is step number 1. And we really want to get the placement proper so that we can support our upper body and really engage the muscles we want to engage here, which is our abs, our glutes, our back. So here we go. We're going to squeeze our glutes, bring ourselves up into that kneeling position. Now from here, we're going to keep our glutes turned on. We're going to press back halfway, lengthen our back, and then we're going to go into our rows. Up and then down. So you've got one gorgeous line. Glutes are turned on. They're working against the resistance. Shoulders are working, bringing them down and back. Quads are working too. Lots going on here. Beautiful. 20 seconds left. Then we're going to do our flies. You've got it. Nice job. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Sit up tall. We can go into our flies with those weights. I'm going to take a little bit of a lesser weight. Feels a bit better for my body. Coming back into that bent over kneeling position. Shift your weights back. Hips back. Open up. Reverse V shape and back down. Focus on the muscles between the shoulder blades. You look so good, guys. Now, I should have said, if this doesn't work on your knees, you can obviously do this standing. I'm seeing a couple of people doing standing. My bad. I should have said that. So absolutely happy that you're doing this. You're still working that musculature. You're still getting those glutes and abs involved. So that's great. Beautiful. Last 15. Stay with me. Focus on the muscles between the shoulders. You got it. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo! Good job, guys. Take those weights, set them to the side. As you're ready, we'll come down onto the floor. We're going to lie down. Knees are going to be bent, going back into those bridges. So this time I'm going to grab some weight. I didn't on the first round, but I'm going to on the second round. So if you want to as well, go ahead and give it a go. If you don't feel comfortable with it, don't do it. This is enough work without the weights. All right, so lying down, feet, you want to try to make sure your feet are as even as possible. A lot of times I see one foot forward and the other foot back. That throws everything out of the kinetic chain. So you want to try to keep your feet as aligned as possible. Weight resting on your pelvic area. You've got your hands on the weight and it's supported. 3, 2, 1. I want you to bring your low belly in, peel yourself up to the sky, halfway down, and lift. Keep your knees aligned with the hips. Don't let them roll out. Try not to let your feet roll onto the outer edges. Keep your feet flat in their natural position. Press through the heels, squeeze through the glutes. You're coming back to a nice long line. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I've got a little wibbly wobbling going through my pelvic area. I'm feeling this weight, the challenge to try to keep my pelvis nice and stable. So I'm going to engage a little bit more through my abs. I'm going to engage a little bit more through my glutes, maybe even slow my pace down just a little so that I keep that support through the pelvis. 10 seconds left. Keep going. And that automatically, I feel way more supported. Last 5, 4, also I feel my glutes turning on way more. 3, 2, 1, and reach, and then back down. Nice job. Whew. Take your weights, set them to the side, bring your knees in towards your chest, give yourself a little stretch here. Nice job. All right, we're going to roll on to our plank position. So for those of you who want to do a kneeling plank, go ahead and do that. For those of us, we're going to go either onto a forearm plank or a push-up plank. It really depends on what your wrists are feeling like today. Again, make sure it works for you. So as you're ready, we're going to come into a plank position, and then we're going to do some shoulder touches. If the shoulder touches don't work for you, don't do them. Maybe you can challenge yourself by rocking your body front to back. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Start your plank position if that works, and then alternate sides. Now, I know the tendency is to want to really go into this rotation through the pelvis. I want you to try and do this with as much control without too much shifting side to side. Really allow your obliques to work here to help center and control the movement without too much of this rocking side to side. Make sure to breathe. You got it. You've got it. We've got about 10 seconds left. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down, press back onto your knees and back onto your heels. Great job. Now from here, we're going to shift into a side plank. Left elbow or left arm. So there's 3 ways of doing a side plank. First one is a supported side plank. So that's with your left knee down on the ground. Your body's long. Your right leg is going to be extended, arms here. This could be enough. This just works those obliques. Option number 2, down on your forearm. Shoulder, elbow are aligned, legs are extended. You can also do this actually slightly kneeling as well. I think it feels a little awkward, but maybe for you it doesn't. Now I'm going to stagger stance my feet. You can also stack your feet. We're going to do 30-30, starting with this right arm extended. Lift your hips. Now if you have any sort of shoulder instability, this is not the exercise. Go into that supported plank. You want to be able to feel supported through the shoulders as it's bearing a lot of weight here. Nice job. Halfway, 15 to go. Nice job. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop it down. Beautiful. Shift over to the other side. Right elbow. Make any adjustments you have to. So there's a couple of tips here. First and foremost, I like to kind of shift my shoulder into my ear and then press my elbow into the floor. It's this like automatic sensation that I feel through the shoulder to help feel like it's supported. This doesn't feel supported. This feels supported. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, make sure you're not feeling this rounding as you're coming into your side plank. So you want to stay long like a pencil and then lift up. So if you feel like you're rounding forward, open your chest. Here we go. As well, if you feel you're shifting back and you're not in that alignment with your shoulder and your elbow, make sure you shift your weight forward. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Fantastic. Nice job, guys. Let's go down onto the floor. Bring your knees in towards your chest. All right, bring your hands behind the crown of your head. Knees are 90 degrees. Your pelvis is in a neutral position. I want you to inhale to lengthen the back of the neck. As you're going to exhale, you're going to bring your knees in towards your forehead and then back through neutral. And lift. You're kind of inviting a reverse crunch here. Knees are coming in as you're lifting through the shoulders. Try not to tuck the chin in. Stay in control so that you're not going into too much flexion in the neck. And lower. Now, if this is not working for you, just do some chest lifts. Just do some crunches. It's going to work the abdominals. The reverse crunch coming from the abdominals really works the transverse. Those deep abdominal muscles, the first layer of abdominal muscles that we have. It's like a corset around the low belly, all the way around the back. Really nice and important muscle to strengthen. Good. Keep going. Nice job. We got about 10 seconds left. Now, the tendency, and I'll tell you, I feel it right now too, is my hip flexors want to come in. They're working, but I want to keep that pull from the abs. Last 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bring the feet down to the floor. Nice job. Now, we're going to come into some rotations to work the obliques. Left knee to right arm, and then opposite. Here we go. Now, as I'm going into these rotations, I am putting the weight into that opposite shoulder. I'm lifting the shoulder blade off, and I'm meeting the elbow with my leg. But I'm feeling the pull of my abdominals to make this happen. Any more. Keep going. Nice rotation here. Keep your pelvis aligned. We're almost there. Excellent. Beautiful. Last 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Come down. Oh, all right. We've got 2 more. And then we're going to go into our stretches. All right. Here we go. Take your right leg up. Meet your right with your left. Candlestick. Come into flexion. Turn your gaze between your knees. You're going to lower halfway. Bend your knees. Extend your legs. Lower. Bend your knees. Extend your legs. Stay in flexion. Lift up with the chin. Keep the gaze between the knees. Nice and controlled. You see, I'm not going fast. I am working everything in my abdominals right now. Woo! Try not to strain through the upper body. Lift and lower. Sometimes taking it slow will engage more than taking it fast. You're aware of what's going on. You're really feeling everything. Good. We've got 10 more seconds like this, then we're going to reverse it. Again, watch those hip flexors. They want to come into this party. Last one. Good. Let's all meet with our legs extended. Now I want you to bend your knees. Reach your legs. Bring them up. Bend your knees. Reach your legs. Lift them up. Bend. Reach. Lift. Like you're scooping sand with your toes. Reach. Scoop it. I want you to feel everything that's going on here. Notice what's turning on here. If you need a break, take it, but then get back into it. We've got about 20 seconds left. This is our last one for the day. You've got it. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, nice job, everyone. Holy moly. Let's just take a minute here. Oh. Okay. Huh. All right, open your feet about as wide as your mat. Just gently windshield wiper your feet in and out, moving a little bit through the pelvis, giving the hip joint a little bit of loosening. Nice job, guys. We did a great job today. Really great way to kind of work the lower body. Gave our upper body a little bit of work, but nothing like Monday. We needed that break in the upper body. Needed the work on the legs, so it's great. We did a great job today. Good. And then as you're ready, come back through center. You're going to toe heel your feet in through center, and then extend the right leg long. Keep the heel, ankle, and knee and hip aligned so you're long, and then bring the left foot in towards your chest. Now notice if your left hip is hiking up. That tends to happen. I want you to try to plug that hip into its space and just bring the knee in without that hike. Keeping your back nice and long, reaching through the heel, opening up through both hips. then bring your knee to about your hip joint space, and then open up towards the left. Now, we're going to open without letting our right hip hike up or stretching that inner thigh. And you don't want to hike that right hip because you're going to go into rotation, your lumbar area, and we don't want to do that. So we want to try to stay as anchored down as possible, and that could mean you're not going down as far, and that really is okay. Nice, and then come up through center and gently guide the right knee across the midline, going into a little bit of upper thoracic rotation, giving that IT band a stretch. And you could extend the leg. That might even give it a little more stretch. Such a nice glute stretch as well. And then come back through center. Bend the left knee. Bring the right knee up and then cross the left over the right. And we're going to bring the right thigh in towards our chest if that's available. If it is not available, simply cross the left ankle over the right, and that might be enough of a hip opener for today. If you have the range of motion to clasp your hands behind the right thigh, go ahead and do so. And you can take that left elbow and just gently guide the left foot, the left thigh a little bit more open. Just invites a little bit more opening through the hip. Try to release the muscle. And then come back down with that right foot. Uncross your left from your right. Extend the left long. Keep the heel, ankle, and hip aligned. Bring the right thigh in towards the chest. Interlace the fingers. Again, notice if you're hiking through that right hip, try to keep the hip nice and aligned. And just bring that knee in. So you might want to have to work a little bit of that oppositional sensation. Nice job. Bring that right knee so it's a little bit more aligned with the hip joint, and then open up towards the right. Try to keep that left foot, that left hip nice and anchored down. Now I've got my right foot kind of hovering, kind of grasping onto the front of my knee. I'm just stretching the adductors, those muscles that are on the inner thighs. And then come back through center. We're going to take the left hand and just gently guide the right knee crossing the midline. This time we're going to go into a little rotation. Maybe extend that leg out, giving the IT band a little stretch. I can't quite come down too far because of the wall. But I've got enough here, just here, to feel my attachment of the IT band and giving that area a nice stretch here. So it really doesn't even take much. And at your own perfect pace, bend your knee if your leg is extended, come back through center. And we're going to rock ourselves forward to back and come right up into a seated position. And then give our hamstrings a little stretch with a forward fold. So legs are going to be extended out long. And a couple of points here, I'm always going to say it, is if you feel like you've got rounding through the back, if you don't feel like you've got a little rounding here, prop yourself up on a towel or a pillow. It will give your pelvis enough space so that it's more neutral. you want to do that because you want to always keep your pelvis as neutral as possible so that you're not kind of putting other things out of whack. So if this doesn't feel like you can maintain that, prop yourself up. It'll feel better. Okay, so extend out, lengthen through the legs, and you want to sit up tall. So if your sits bones, like if you feel like you're, actually let's just do this and so that you get that sensation. So I want you to roll back just a little so that you're off your sits bones. If that feels like that's where you're sitting, I want you to shift your weight forward, almost pulling in through the low abs, and you're going to come right up onto that sits bones area. So roll back, just kind of a little roll back, and then use your abdominals, bring yourself back up into that lengthened position. You almost kind of feel yourself coming on the back of the sits bones and then coming and sitting right on top of them. Legs are extended. Arms are going to come out towards the sun. I want you to imagine a child being asked to be picked up. I want you to lift up through the spine. As you're ready, come into that forward fold. Let your hands rest wherever they want to land. And you're just going to give the whole back chain of the legs, the low back, the glutes, a nice stretch here. And I've got my feet pretty active today, just to engage a little bit more through the back of the legs. But if you feel like you just want this to be a passive move, soften the muscles. You don't have to work and muscle through that. And just bring awareness to where you're feeling the sensations. Notice if you're feeling through the low back. Try to soften through the shoulders. And then taking your time, you're going to walk your hands back through center. We're going to grab our left knee and bring it in with us. So we can do two. We're going to go into a twist. A couple of things. If this crossing over hikes your left hip right up off the ground, bring your knee onto the inner of the right thigh or knee area, okay? You want to make sure that your sits bones are sitting on the mat. If this feels comfortable and you can keep your sits bones connected, then cross your left over your right knee. Twist towards the bent knee. Maybe give it a little hug. Bring the left arm back, but maintain that length of the spine and go into our twist. Again, you're still maintaining that lift as if we were being lifted and picked up. We want to maintain length through the spine. When we come into it with a rounded shape, we're not holding the spine in its strongest placement. We also create compression, so we want to be able to stay as long and tall as possible. So even if you're propped up on a pillow, that's totally fine to go into a twist like this. And then unwind your body, but begin with your tailbone, mid-back, and then upper back. Good. Bring your left leg long, and then bring your right knee in towards either the center of the left leg and or cross it over. Maintain that lift, and then maybe grab hold of your right leg and twist towards the left. Great. Now we're going to unwind from tailbone, mid-back, low back. Good. And then extend the legs, and we're going to come into butterfly pose. So soles of the feet are going to come together. Knees are going to be wide. Shift your weight side to side just to connect if we kind of lost that connection of the sits bones. Got my hands just resting on my ankles. I'm going to lift up through my sternum. Hold here for a little bit of a breath, and then lengthen down, guiding forward with my heart. And then just giving our inner thighs, our hips a little stretch. Feel that length through the low back. If you want to extend your arms, that's also another option. Feel free to explore that. as you're ready, walk your hands back through center. Good. Nice job. Now we are going to come to standing, so take your time to get up. We're going to do a little quad and hamstring stretch, a little tricep stretch, and a little chest stretch, and then we're done. So if you feel like you need to be supported by a wall or a couch or something like that to go into our quad stretch, please feel free to find yourself in a comfortable place. So standing on your mat or wherever you are, you're going to put a little bit of weight into that left foot. I'm going to bring the right foot into the right hand. And what I want you to think about is we're not arching. We're not lifting and kicking our tail feathers out. Our knees are aligned as best as they can, and our pelvis is still aligned, and our rib cage is not popping, and neither is our chest. Low back is neutral. We're not arching through the low back to make this happen. And sometimes even reaching for the foot's not possible. Maybe just lift that leg up and just in that mind's eye, feel that reach if you can with your hand. Using a strap is also nice, but then make sure you're close to a wall to support yourself. Great. Now from here, we're going to release the right leg and swing it all the way forward. We're going to kickstand that right foot and bend the left knee. As you're ready, you're going to come down with a long back. Place your hands on your bent knee, not on the lengthened leg. You don't want to put any pressure on a joint, so keep it on the left leg. Toes are reaching to the sky, and you want to kick back a little bit through the hips here so that you've got a little more activation through the back of the right leg. And then as you're ready, press into that left leg, lengthen the body, shake that right leg out. And then we'll go into the quad stretch on the left side. So draw the leg up, knee is reaching down, knees are aligned. Nice job. And then feel free to swing that left leg forward, bend the right knee, lengthen the back, press your hips back, toes are up to the sky. Gorgeous back body stretch, back leg stretch on the left. Think back on the squats we did today. So reach into that right heel, let the body weight kind of rest there. And then press your right leg into the floor, lengthen your body. Nice job. Good. Let's take the right arm, bring it all the way up, reach it tall, and then bring the hand right behind the crown of the head, maybe reaching for the shoulders. Take the left hand, hook on to the right. Give your triceps a little stretch. Good. And then switch sides. And then reach both hands up to the sky, externally rotate them, bring them behind you, interlace the fingers, open the chest. Our last stretch of the day. All right, and release, shake it off, guys. We did a fantastic, fantastic job, guys. Thank you so much for your hard work. From my heart to yours, I wish you nothing but an amazing day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We have mat Pilates at 9:30, Saturday circuits yoga, and of course yoga on Friday. So I hope to see you again this week. Wishing you a great day. Signing out. Have a great day, everyone. See you soon. Okay, bye, guys. You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a good day, Jean.